Hello guys, hello everyone, welcome to this video. If this is the first time you are seeing me, probably my name is Joseph Benson. Make sure you subscribe to this wonderful channel here, which discuss about gospel and what is really happening in the life of our youth today. I don't know what to say, but if this is the first time you are seeing us together, with me here is Reverend Peace-Udochukwu Innocent. He's one of my guests today in the house, and then I have some questions that I would like him to answer live in this studio today, and then we're going to be looking at the whole thing together hand in hand, and let's see how it's going to be. Reverend Peace, you are welcome to the studio.
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much, sir. I have
good day, good afternoon, good evening, viewers.
Thank you so much.
Depending on where you're watching us from.
Exactly. Thank you. Reverend, I have a lot of questions in my mind that it's happening already, and this thing has been something that is like kind of bothering me for some time now.
Yeah.
I want to know your point of view because I have a few questions here with me.
Okay.
One of the questions is that what evidence do you have that convince you that God exists? I think this is one of the things. Before you answer the question, this is one of the things that I'm hearing from the youth of these days quite often, that some of them believe that there's no God.
Yeah.
All right. So I want you to like throw more light on that. What do you think? How can you convince them and let them know that's God? I personally know that is God, okay?
Yes.
But how can you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked the evidence or evidences.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Bible made it clear. It said, he or she is a fool who thinks that there is no God.
Okay.
Why did the Bible say that? I think that is the question we should be looking at.
Wow.
The Bible said that because there are so many evidences. Everywhere you look, the air you breathe, the sun that comes up in the morning and goes back in the evening at the same precise time it did yesterday is evidence.
Wow.
The fact that you are breathing and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out is an evidence.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible said that doubt comes from hearing.
Yes.
And also faith comes from hearing.
Okay.
In fact, he said faith comes by hearing. But if faith comes by hearing, that means doubt will also come by hearing. So after reading so many of my
I think
reference on social media, I started doubting. I started to doubt.
Okay.
Am I sure I'm not making a mistake? With the way many, even one of my friends called me, a very good friend that I've been moving out with. He said, Reverend, I no longer believe that there is God.
Okay.
I said, why? He said, can't you see it? Look at all the prophecies about Peter coming to power from all the men of God. Nothing happened.
Wow.
Look at what Timothy is doing, and nothing is happening. Do you think there is a God and he will be looking?
That is the point.
Why these things are going on?
I wanted to talk more about.
Yes.
Due to the country we're living right now, and then the past election,
yes,
that really, if you look at the men of God we're having all over the country, they really put in the effort, praying to God for God to give us the best leader and all of that in place. I think this is one of the reasons why there are so many controversies that there is no God. Once again, guys, if you think you have a view, you can drop your view in the comment section below. And I'm very, very sure that Reverend Peace-Innocent Chukwemeka is going to Chukwudi, sorry for that, sir, is going to answer all your questions. Anyway, before we dive deep into that, how can we really convince the youth of this generation?
That's where I'm going. That was where I'm going before you cut in.
Okay.
You know, I began to doubt after that my friends called, and in the morning, early morning the next day, I woke up with some question nagging my mind. So and I said, God, are you there?
Wow.
Do you exist? You know the answer I got back. Do you yourself, are you in existence?
That is true.
I said,
that is true.
I said, what kind of answer is this?
Yeah.
He said, because in me you live and move and have your being.
Wow.
I created you in my own image and likeness.
Exactly.
In fact, Jesus said, you are gods.
Wow.
Smaller gods. The offspring of a lion is a lion.
Exactly.
So there are so many evidences that we should convince anybody. Okay, I asked one younger man on social media, on one of my platforms, that came in to convince me that there is no God. I said, the phone you are using, somebody produced it, somebody created it.
Exactly.
and you now think that you came out from the thin air, nothing created you, or are you the one that created yourself?
At all.
If there cannot be anything without a cause. There must be something that brought something. If the sun goes down the same way it goes down every day, comes out the same way it comes out every day, that means there is an intelligent being. There is somebody, no matter what you call it, there is a power that controls all those things. With that,
Reverend, that
second precision,
that gives me an idea of what you are saying right now, because I remember when my elder brother was having a conversation with those that claim that there is no God, and he was telling my brother that can you really prove to me that there is God? And my elder brother looked at him and said, the only way you can see God, he said he have go far and wide, he have go deep into the space, and there's no trace of God. And my elder brother told him that if you want to know that God exists, you can go through the eye of the sun and then exit at the other end of it. You're going to see God. So he was a little bit curious, and then the next thing he unfriended my elder brother, blocked him, and then that's how it goes. Because of time, Reverend, I have more questions to ask you today. I think one of the questions I want to ask you today is why did the Bible say that that doubting God's existence amount to foolishness? I think that question is very, very important for you to answer. So how can you throw more light for our viewers to understand what God means?
You know, why many people are saying, or some youths of these days are saying that there is no God, is because they can't see him. They believe that what they see is what they believe in this balance. Seeing is believing. But one thing, that's why the Bible said, if you doubt that there is God, that means you're a fool. Because if you cannot see the wind, you cannot see the wind with your naked eyes. But at least if you look closely, if you observe closely, you will see the activities of the wind.
Of course.
And that will make you to believe that there is a wind.
I think that you have answered a lot of questions.
So if you cannot, from the activities of God, the sun that rises as and when it should rise, goes down as and when it should go down, and every other, the galaxy, the Milky Way, the planet itself, none of them are in chaos. They are all well positioned and planned. That shows you that there is a being behind all this. And after seeing all these things and you are still having doubt, that means you're a fool. I think that's what the Bible means.
Thank you very much. I think our viewers, I hope you are watching and you are getting one or two from what the Reverend is saying. His number is very much displayed on the screen right now. If maybe you want to get more insight about God's existence, you can quickly reach out to him right now. The number is displayed on the screen right now. And Reverend, I have more questions for you before we end the program today. The question number 3 is, what do you think should be done to stop the emergent godliness and the institutionalization of godless society? Sorry if my reading is a little, it's a reverend, and then the question is very, very strong, so I have to get it very, very well for you to understand. So that's the question I have for you now.
The issue of godlessness or godless society, it has been on for some time, especially during the Obama presidency as the president of America. Obama, even though he professes to be a Christian and all that, he's an atheist. He from all his action and everything, he is a proponent of godless society. And I think it was under his regime that this present Pope came in, Pope Francis, that the other day agreed to be blessing the same-sex marriage. All these things are the evidence of institutionalization of godless society. Because when you see a prominent law like that is all over the Bible, even in the Old Testament, the Bible made it clear that any man found having anything to do with another man sexually should be stoned to death. Then now a pope came up to say, bless them. So all these things are all the plans they have, one world government proponents. They want to have a godless society. They want to win our youths from consciousness of God. And the only way we can stop that is exactly what you are doing now. Calling me to your studio to ask me these questions, to know what we should do. And I think that what we should do is to train and retrain, teach more of the word of God,
the
evidences of the existence of God to our youths, making them to see the importance of having that God consciousness. Because when you know who you are, the one thing, the most dangerous aspect of it is that if you don't believe that there is God, it will be difficult for you to discover who you are. Because self-consciousness comes through God consciousness. Because like I said before, in him we live, move, and have our being. And he said he created us in his own image and likeness. That means we are small gods. And we have the power to do and undo. And that is why you see all the people that discovered themselves and understood all these things, they are the one that invented all these technologies you have seen. The Wright brothers that first invented aircraft. They were born again Christians.
Of course they are.
You know, many of them, Graham, name them. All of them were all
Thank you very much, Spirit-filled. I think you have been throwing more light to our viewers, and if you're watching right now, you don't subscribe or like this video, I think you are missing it. And please, I want you to subscribe, like this video, and then I will keep the details of Reverend Innocent Chukwudi in the comment section in the video description below. So if you want to reach him, you can quickly reach him. Because of time's sake, Reverend, I have my fourth question to you. What are the benefits of being God conscious and the danger of lack of God consciousness? I want to throw more light on that. What do you think?
The danger is that you see many people today. You will see somebody. The other day I saw a lady parked a brand new vehicle on top of Third Mainland Bridge and was about jumping into the lagoon. And people were asking, why is this? Is it because of poverty? Is it what exactly is the problem? The problem is godlessness, lack of God consciousness. Because when you don't have God, you are disconnected from your source. And that is when you will now become hopeless. You become helpless. You will not see the light.
With you have,
with everything you have, because God is at the source of joy. When you have no joy, not everything you have around you. The Bible said a bitter heart, even if you give him the sweetest thing in the world, it will still be bitter to that person. But when you have joy, and that joy can only come from God. So that is one of the dangers of not having God consciousness. And then the benefit is that when you are God conscious, you will always know that you are a God. Because it's like I said before, the offspring of a lion is a lion. Then if you know that God is your father, then you are a little God.
Of course.
And with that, no mountain will be unsurmountable. And no sickness will be incurable. As long as you have God consciousness.
You know, that really remind me of the adage that says a lion cannot give back to a goat. So for sure. You are letting us know that for us to be a God offspring, definitely we are a smaller God. I think our youths are watching this and also learning one or two from this. If you have a lot of questions you think you want to ask Reverend, the number and all his details will be in the video description below. Reverend, I have one more last question, or maybe what is your final word in this program to Christians and non-Christian alike in Nigeria and all over the world? What do you think you want to tell them?
What I want to say is this: be God conscious. Don't allow the devil to deceive you into believing that there is no God, because that is the greatest mistake you will ever make. And like I said before, if you are God conscious, there is no mountain before you that cannot be surmounted. And there is no sickness that cannot be cured, because you have the power of the Most High God. And he said no destruction can come near your dwelling, because you have the presence of God within you. When one king, I've forgotten the name, but I think I'll put the quotation, you put the quotation on there. It's called one sorcerer, a false prophet, to curse the children of Israel. He said, I cannot curse these people because there is a presence of God in them. The shout of a king is in their midst. So he could not curse them. So when you are God conscious or moving about with God consciousness, it will be difficult for any power, name it, to overcome you. or to even to come near you, let alone overpowering you.
Wow.
So have a God consciousness. Believe that there is God, because he said, he that must come to God must first of all believe that there is God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming to the studio today.
Thanks so much.
And I hope our viewers are watching out there and they really enjoying this program today.
Yes.
This will not be our last video with Reverend Peace Innocent Chukwudi Udochukwu, and then we're going to be coming up with many episodes like this. So please, I want you guys to subscribe, like this video, share with family and friends, because that will do us a lot of favor.
Yes.
Once again, Reverend, thank you. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks so much.
We hope to see you the next program. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Guys, thank you so much. And make sure we'll see you guys on the next one. But until then, we want to say bye-bye for now.